So being game one, we get to chill, we get to get quite comfortable and think to ourselves, what does this series have in store for us? I reckon we'll be seeing quite a lot of Zerglings. I reckon we'll be seeing quite a lot of Roaches and Hydralisks. Maybe some Muters, some Stalkers, Zealots, Sentries, Immortals, all those sort of fun things. It's going to be good. CPU just got out of a great series against his teammate Lilla Cannon, whereas Bly was able to take out Revolver. That would have been in a ZvZ. So let's introduce these two. Spawning down in the bottom right hand position, we have got the red Zerg player representing Team Acer, Bly. And his opponent to the top left, the yellow Protoss player representing Alien Invasion, CPU. Now, the winner of this goes through to the finals, of course. Pretty obvious, it's the semi-finals. But it also means they guarantee themselves some prize money. So the winner of this is guaranteed at least 25 euros, which is not bad considering as of right now they've only been playing for 2 hours. So assuming they win this in the next kind of half an hour or so, which generally would be quite a normal timing for a best of 3 overall, maybe at most like 45 minutes, they will still have guaranteed themselves by the time of finishing it all probably about 3.5-4 hours of playtime, 25 euros, which isn't the greatest amount of money ever, but you're probably hitting a fair hourly amount. You also get a shot at, of course, getting the 50 euros first prize, and also you get yourself a shot at getting that monthly final spot. That's a 16-player invitational with 600 euros up for grabs, so definitely worthwhile. Opening wise, we had Bly go for a pool before hatch. Very normal stuff up against Protoss. King Sejong Station, a 2-player spawn map, and so neither one wanting to, or at least Bly not wanting to risk anything overly greedy like a hatch pool, because it's not really a very common map to go. Okay, it is quite a common map to go gateway expand on, but still going hatch pool, you're risking some kind of all-in, which you don't really want to be doing. So just Bly playing this safe. The cautious approach quite often can end quite well for you, especially if you're confident in your mid game and late game, because while you're not getting a big advantage early on or a bit of an edge, you're not cutting corners. And quite often you'll see confident players just want to play straight up, especially in game one, because they want to see what's their opponent going to do, how are they planning on playing, where are potential weaknesses I can exploit for the rest of this series. And as long as you're confident in your kind of overall game, your mid and late game, your macro, your micro, etc., you don't need to cut those corners if you think that you've got the skills straight away. A couple of links already coming in. There were 6 in total, and this is a little bit of a pain. Chrono boosting out a sentry now, but a couple of probes could very well end up dying. One already forced. A good chunk of mining time missed. 6 lings for 3 worker kills. That's a exactly equal trade. Add in the lost mining time and the fact that you're trading Zerglings for, of course, workers. Actually, Bly is in a nice spot now. You're also putting a good little bit of pressure. He's adding in his 3rd base too. Meanwhile, CPU just waiting for his mothership core to get across so he can force back this Overlord. Shouldn't be able to get a kill on it because obviously it's only a sentry attacking it. But regardless, just denying a little bit of vision, denying scouting. Bly does come in. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have seen the chrono boost on that cybernetics core. That's actually quite an important scout to get. This could very well be a follow-up of 4 gates, and it is going to be. And the chrono boost on the cybernetics core is a big giveaway of that, because basically if you see this chrono boost coming through, it's going to be a gateway orientated play, and off a gateway expand, really your only option is to basically sit there and say, well, okay, it's going to be a proxy, a 4-gate kind of aggressive build. This isn't an all-in by any means. It's not going to be a big only zealot play into the 3rd because we've got the 2 gases. That's something else which Bly will have been looking for. He has seen that both gases are up, so quite important for him there. Also discovered the proxy pylon. That's actually insanely important. If he's able to deal with these pylons before they actually finish up and warp tech is done, which he's got a shot at doing actually, it does delay quite a lot of the mining time. Does the Queen see? The Queen sees. Bly, you've got to kill that pylon. You need to kill it quickly. Mothership core coming over. We've got a lot more lings in production, but this pylon is finished very close up. Immediately, we get a couple more zealots warped in, and this is where we've got Bly needing to be very, very cautious. The pylon is his priority. Take down the pylon, suddenly the small number of zealots isn't a concern. Without that pylon, the number of zealots starts increasing very quickly. CPU trying to focus down these lings as quickly as he can. Probably going to lose this pylon now, and this prioritization by Bly will lose him quite a few units, but he gets the mothership core. That's a nice pickup for him, and he should be able to deal with the rest of these zealots. Interesting choice of droning a lot. I say interesting choice, I mean potentially a disastrous choice. There's nothing to attack these zealots now, Bly. May have been a little over-enthusiastic with that droning. Your hatch is getting attacked. Don't let the hatch die. Nice drone micros, buying himself a bit more time. It's gonna be close. Okay, the zealots stopped attacking this hatchery. This is really good for Bly. Still, they're not dead. The zealots getting for a couple of drone kills, but the hatchery is going to survive. And with the hatchery surviving, that was actually fine by Bly. Bly may have been like next level from my thinking there. Just being like, I can hold this. It's fine. I can get those 9 drones out. But it was close. A little bit too close for comfort. Off the back of this, looks like we're going to be getting some kind of an Immortal Sentry play. Due to not seeing a third base, and obviously Immortals, and a lot of Sentries being out, it seems that this is what we're going for. Bly, is he aware of this yet? Has he seen anything that would give it away? He's seen a good number of Sentries. That's always a good indicator. You see a lot of Sentries. But hasn't yet seen the Immortals. Hasn't actually gone over to check to see if there's a third either. But up he goes. Nice force fields. Oh, okay, a lot of force fields being used for not many lings. But it does mean that Bly has now seen the Immortal. He knows there's a lot of Sentries. The Immortal's already there. And that triggers roach production straight away. Spines coming down straight away. Bly knows that his opponent is still on 2 bases, and this is basically an all-in at this stage. If Bly holds, he's in a fantastic spot. If he doesn't hold, if he loses this third, which remember, this third is really vulnerable. It's got like 350 HP. If he loses that third, he's suddenly not in a nice position, especially if you factor in the fact that the mothership core is out on the map still. It's banking up quite a few energy points, and the mass recall is always an option. If Bly loses this third, and then the mass recall comes and just snipes out the hatch, recalls out, you can run into some issues, even if your army is an overwhelmingly larger force as we're seeing now. Bly now getting those Hydralisks. He wants to try and buy enough time in order to get those out if at all possible, because if the Hydras make it to the field, you're gonna have that added DPS which really deals well with this army. The spines are gonna be helpful as well. Don't count those out, they add just a bit more damage too. Nice positioning by Bly, just over the top, waiting for the flank. He doesn't have anything to come through the front, so he can just force field behind. Force field's now coming through, the Queen's able to engage, but a lot of these roaches just getting zoned out. This allows CPU to get in a good position. What's he going for at the moment? The Queen's being targeted, the War Prism coming in, provides power, allows those reinforcements, but CPU losing a lot, not focusing the hatch. His mothership core has been taken down, so there's no retreat from this. Bly's got a good amount of surface area, but does he have enough units? Damage is getting pretty extreme. The Immortal count's still at 2, Hydralisks trickling in. But there's not enough of them. Bly, he's going to have to sacrifice this base. He needs to retreat back and just take this army in chunks. He needs more units. Interesting focus fire coming through from CPU is allowing these Hydras to dish out a ton of damage actually. Down goes the Immortals. The Stalker's taking a lot of damage, and that army has been crushed. But it wasn't all for nothing. The hatch fell. A lot of drones died, but there's no army supply. Just sitting there for army supply for CPU. Sure, he can get some warpings. He's about to get an Immortal pop out. But look at this army of Bly. 37 army supplies. He's got Hydras, got Roaches. Re-expanding. And actually Bly, while he's got a bit of a tough spot in terms of his economy, his army is just huge. He can deny CPU's third base for a real long time. The sentry count is incredibly low, and that's really what he's trying to take a look at. Okay, how many sentries are there? How much of an army is there? Could I just go and break this front? And for the moment, Bly probably going to be sitting there saying, actually, no, I can't. Instead, he just wanted to come and check, say, no third base, fantastic. He can also go for the surround now if his army was wanting to engage. But instead, these Lings just waiting in the back. CPU going for the Colossus tech up into the robotics bay. But it's, again, it's really, really late. And you've got to remember, the Spire is already there for Bly. Bly's been keeping a good check on this army. Knows it's very Zealot heavy. Probably won't be going for a lot of mutas. Actually, could go for quite a few mutas. Just not yet. He needs to add in the 5th and 6th gas if he really wants to go for it. But he's droning heavily. A muta switch potentially could be really good if he can get out a sizable number. Just thanks to the fact that there's nothing in the way of anti-air. Oh, this is really nice. CPU may not see this coming. Okay, so you see some roaches. That roach position, this traitorous roach, gives it away. Pulling back now. A lot of Lings still waiting. Army Split is going to have to come through. Probe dice. That's delaying the third even further. And now the roaches are breached into the natural. Bit of indecision from CPU allows Bly into the natural base. If he gets this Nexus, it's a huge amount of problems. The engagement position here is fantastic for Bly. He takes down an Immortal, kiting back those Zealots at the moment. Wants to get a better concave if at all possible. Force Field's trying to zone out some of these units, but Hydras with good range and of course sitting there with the Group Spine upgrade are able to get a lot of damage out. And while this is getting obviously quite a bit of damage through, there's 6 Mutalisks on the way. Bear in mind the only anti-air is currently sitting with 2 lone sentries. These mutas are going to cause a lot of problems. Warp gates can allow for a few more to come through, but this Nexus could even get focused. It's only got 100 HP. Warpin's coming. Down goes the Nexus. Great snipe there, coming out by Bly. And, wow, suddenly we've got CPU in a lot of trouble. There is no third. There is no natural. And his main base, well, that's getting pretty low on resources. Mutas just going to town on this probe line. Not that there's much of a threat in terms of not having enough saturation in this main base, but CPU, he's still in a lot of trouble. He needs to try and find a way to actually just deal with this army. And if he doesn't end Bly soon, Bly's double expanding. He's up to 5 bases, or 4 bases, and the 5th on the way. He's just in such a good economic position compared to his opponent that he can outlast. CPU's mineral income is a fraction of Bly's. His gas income a fraction of Bly's. And the army really is on this death ball that can win. Bly continuing on with the pressure, just asserting dominance over this map and just keeping all the control in his court. While this muta play isn't ending, the roaches and hydras can start picking off production. The overall aim for Bly at the moment is, hey, I keep my opponent back, I keep him defending, he doesn't have a critical mass of units, and all while he's back at home, I'm just utilising this vastly superior production and economy to just out-macro him. And that's what we're seeing. If you look at the supplies, 162 compared to 90. This is just giving Bly an amazing lead overall this game, and it's going to be nigh on impossible for CPU to do this. And the reason for that is because he doesn't have many sentries, and he's only got the 1 Colossus. If he had a lot of sentries and a couple more Colossi, he could certainly make a fight of it. Now his natural's back up, if he could zone out this army, but just look at Bly, he's going to town, GG's called, he takes game number 1 of this best of 3.